Hello, and thank you for tuning in to The Ground Sound. My name is Ben.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Josh.
And we got so much to talk about today.
So many
So
topics.
much. Everything from over to underneath the ground.
The ground. I was late.
Yeah. Underground music.
Yeah.
The
It's only
Ground
episode
Sound.
3. It's okay.
It is okay. As usual, I think that we can say we have been almost officially sponsored by Ballast Point. Why? Because we didn't buy this stuff.
Yes.
It
This
was
is-
provided
This
by
is a first.
Ballast
This
Point.
is a first.
This is true.
Yep. So here's to Ballast Point
Cheers.
for
Let's
clink
providing the beer and the festivities of today. We would not be talking to you all with free beer if that were the case.
That's an important thing. Well, I'm drinking the Wahoo Wheat by Ballast Point. It's a Belgian white brewed with coriander and orange peel. It's only about 4% alcohol by volume, so it's very sessionable and refreshing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I taste the refreshingness.
We kind of
the
sold
beer.
our souls a little bit to Ballast Point.
We promised we would actually be factual about the beer.
Right. So now we're liable to, they have some ground on us now.
So now
Not
we have
the-
a script.
Right, yeah.
Now it's not the worst thing in the world,
Yeah.
though. I mean, it's good beer.
Yeah.
We just got to talk about it like we know what we're
All right.
talking about.
Now, it says here someone has to ask me what I'm drinking now.
Ben, what are you drinking?
Well, let me tell you. I'm drinking a double IPA. It is called Dorado. It is a 10% beer. Excellent balance between caramel malts, citrus hops, with neither aspect dominating the other. God, I couldn't have said it. Thought of it
Those
better
are
than
your own
myself.
words.
My own
Those are your
words. I
words.
wrote that earlier.
okay, but in all serious, Josh, what do you think of the beer?
No, I think, in all seriousness, it's a fantastic beer.
Yeah.
The Wahoo, I mean, really light. It's it makes me think of a really good shock top. I'm not a big fan of shock top, but
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is not as sweet and it's not as overwhelming, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah,
the
I would
Shock
agree.
Top.
I'm also drinking the Wahoo.
Yeah.
And yeah, you nailed it on the head.
Yep. And I love the Dorado. I'm very open about my love for Dorado. I'm a big beer fan. This is a big 10% beer. It tastes like you're biting into a pine cone and a piece of oak at the same time.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
That's what you love about double IPAs.
Yeah.
Just flavor.
It's amazing.
All these
wait.
beer-
We promised we'd use the
Oh,
sound.
we haven't used this yet.
We've had that locked and loaded for the past 3
Yeah.
weeks.
That
so.
was just pouring a beer, if you were wondering.
Right.
Yeah.
All these beers are available at Total Wine Bevmo and Whole Foods in your local Orange County, San Diego area, and you might have to look for it if you're outside of California or Southern California. So,
Cool.
Wouldn't you have to look for it even if you are in California?
well,
Like it's not
if
just
you get
gonna
na-
magically
not if
appear
you-
in front of you, right?
If you walk into Bevmo and you say,
It did with us.
"Come
Yeah,
hither,"
It did do that with us. You're right.
If you rep them hard enough, it'll show up on your doorstep one day.
I stand corrected. I'm
All right,
sorry.
let's move.
All right.
on.
Yeah, this is a music show, right?
Yeah, not a beer show.
No, but thank you, Ballast Point. We highly,
Yeah.
really appreciate it.
And thank you, Orange County Rep Kevin Leonard.
Mhm,
Yep.
That guy's the man.
Yeah, treat him poorly when you see him. I'm just kidding. We love the guy.
All right, let's move on to the discovery section.
Yes, we're going into Discovery. Today, in the local world, we are talking about Jeramiah Red.
Jeremiah Red.
Jeremiah Red?
guys. Yeah, Jeremiah
All
Red.
right.
If you're familiar with what we do and what we've done as unEARTH, we our first video, our live showcase, was with Jeremiah Red. So you guys have to know that we love these guys.
Yeah, we love them. They've been in the scene for a long while. They are big players in the OC Music Awards. Just really great music. They classify themselves, I think, as rock, southern rock, blues. I think that in the last 2 years they were given the genre of Americana without actually knowing they were.
I feel like they kind of added folk to their repertoire as well.
They definitely
Yeah.
did. They definitely did.
We'll take all that, shove it together, and that's what they are.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about them in a little bit. This first song is off their new album called The Winter Tick. It was just released this year in the last couple months. And
That
we're-
was crowd funded, wasn't it?
it was
was
it
it?
was a
Yeah.
crowdfunding
Wow,
funded
that
album.
is really
True
cool.
story.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah. No, it was really
Good
good.
for them. And Kickstarter.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Indiegogo, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's one of
It's
those.
one of these ones that wasn't Kickstarter, but it's like it. I don't know which one it is.
Someone with a computer should probably fact check that.
I will do that. So let's play the song now.
All right, here we go. This one is Jeremiah Red. It's called Coward.
There we go. Yeah.
Nice.
Great song.
Oh, man.
Really
They are
well done.
talented dudes, man.
Yep.
To prepare for this podcast, I kind of listened to both their last album, Ghost of the Getty, is it?
Ghost Treks.
Ghost Tracks
from
from
the
the Getty. I
Yeah.
screwed that up. And then I listened to Winter Tick, and vastly different albums. I mean, sonically, Ghost Tracks sounds really produced, really polished, whereas the Winter Tick it just sounds indie. It sounds raw, dirty.
Yep.
And I don't know how much that has to do with their producer John O'Brien, but probably a lot. And shout out to both of them.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Red
Yeah,
and John
and
O'Brien.
they definitely that was a good marriage on that album. I think that they really complemented each other's works, and it came out really, really solid. The entire album, I think, is really great. Just a quick, it's like 6-track EP.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
6 songs.
and really, really solid.
All 6 songs. Fantastic.
Yeah, there isn't a bad song on this EP.
Yeah.
There really isn't. You can listen to the thing all the way through.
Yeah, and if you ask me, I think there was a lot of growth too from the first album, Ghost Tracks from the Getty, which had some great songs, strong hooks, great stuff. But I think they took everything that they did well and just pushed it a little bit further on the Winter Tick. And I think
agree.
on a whole, it's a stronger album. Not saying that the past work is bad, but on the whole, it's just a stronger album. And they're really, I think, placed themselves in a place where, well, they can actually do something for themselves in a big sense. You know, they're a golden nugget here at home. I think a lot of people know of them. If you know about the Orange County music scene, you know of Jeremiah Red, and they're a group that, especially now that they've released this album, they're made for big things. I think that's a
Well, they've been atop of the OCMAs for quite some
Best
time now,
live
right?
band,
Yeah,
right?
they I feel like they win every single year. Or
yeah. 2 years ago was Best Live Band. They won like 3 or 4 awards 2 years ago.
yeah.
And then the most recent last year, what they got, Best Live Album?
No.
I'm sorry, Best Rock Album.
Right. Wait, what, really?
They
fact
won.
check that.
Yeah, they won something
It
this
was,
year.
Yeah.
Or was it Best Rock?
I think it was Best Rock or Best Americana or...
Because Robert John the Wreck won Best Live.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to them,
So I
too.
think, yeah.
Fantastic band.
Really great. We'll talk about them on the show at one point.
Well, let's take a moment to talk about how they are live, Jeremiah Red.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, you go to a show and you know that it's going to be a show, you know?
yep.
Whether you see them at Tiki Room or Tiki Bar, sorry.
Or House of Blues.
House of Blues.
Yeah.
And they know, I feel like they live at House of Blues because they make that place theirs when they're playing there. And they'll rock the house. I've been there a couple times. I think the most notable was for the Winter Tick. It was in December. It was like a Christmas show or something. And they packed out the place and it was freaking awesome. You remember that?
I'm trying to remember. Was that? Oh, that was House of Blues, right?
Yeah, House of Blues.
Yeah.
Fantastic show. These guys have more stage presence than you can believe.
Yeah, and it also helps because I don't think it's necessarily the most apparent thing when you listen to them without seeing them live. But there's 2 lead singers in the band. There's 2 lead singers, both very, very, very strong. You got Ian, who's also the lead guitarist and singer. Wes, who I think takes over most of the lead vocals and plays rhythm guitar. But man, they are jumping around. They're banging their heads the whole time, hitting these huge notes. Everybody in the band is doing something.
Yeah. Let's take a minute and talk about Travis.
Yeah.
The percussionist.
Yeah,
harp
that's
player,
right.
Yeah, he just goes nuts. He is so much fun to watch. Well, I mean, the band in its entirety is fun to watch, but
Yeah.
I always catch myself whenever I go see one of their shows. I always get tracked on him. It's
Dude,
like
he's got
tunnel
the
vision.
best job, man. He gets to hang out in the back, just playing some drums and playing the harmonica. I want to do that.
Yeah. Right.
Hey, Travis, if you ever leave the band, you give me a call. I'll take your place.
You have to learn the harmonica.
Hey, I got one somewhere.
All right. No, they're really, really a great band. If you ever get the opportunity, check them out. They've done a lot of growing in these parts. They released the single off their new album was not what we just played. It was called "Pardon Me," and it was the first time they kind of stepped into it's almost a folky Mumford and Sons realm. Very, very chanty and grooving with
foot
bass.
stomping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that single's done really well for them. And I see only good positive stuff in their future. And Winter Tick is a strong album, really strong album.
So going back to the fact check, sorry, they were best rock
Best rock.
last year,
Yep.
and I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I do
rock
agree.
hard.
I do agree. as far as shows coming up, I don't know what they have coming up in recent. I know that last weekend, actually, they played an acoustic set. It's pretty commonplace for Ian and Wes to get together and do an acoustic set at the local whiskey bar in the area. But check them out. I'm sure that they'll announce something soon, and go see them.
Yeah.
They're really great.
Yeah, they're really great, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they're good dudes too.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
we've worked with them many
we
times.
spent a good 12-hour day
Yeah.
doing a shoot with them,
Yeah.
and they just
There's not a bad dude in that group.
yeah, they know how to have a good time.
Yep. So let's go into the clip. Clip here is from Winter Tick again. The song's called Bottle.
So much I don't like now. Let it happen to my feet. I've been separated from my lover. I finally blew my cover 'cause the bottle got the better of me. Well, hello, lady, in a fairy tale. Oh, you soft woman now. And you know I don't mean well. It's been several years to recover. I may not live another 'cause the bottle got the better of me.
Strong stuff.
Man, he is the tiniest man with the biggest voice.
Yeah. You wouldn't expect that coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, not that he's like a super small guy, but just his voice is so
Yeah,
big.
I heard them before I saw them. When I saw them, I was like, that voice comes out of that guy? Good job, man. That's great.
Yeah.
Also, I just looked it up. They were crowdfunded by Indiegogo, and they raised $3,050 to fund that Winter Tick album.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Cool stuff. Check them out. Buy their stuff. Support them. They deserve it. Let's move on.
Yeah.
All right, so the next band, we're traveling all the way across the pond to the UK. And this is this is exciting because it's our first user or listener submitted band, and we took a listen and we really like them. They're from Cheltenham. Oh my gosh!
Good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, hold on. Cheltenham, Gloucestershire, somewhere between the Shire
They're
and
making that
Mordor,
up.
I think.
You gotta
Yeah.
be making that up.
Yeah, I think they Frodo and Sam passed it on the way to
Yeah.
to Mordor. Yeah.
They've been known to hang on. Anyway, they formed in 2011, and according to the website, they're a dynamic 4-piece rock outfit that ooze infectiously sexy sounds.
Yep. And I want to make a note because we actually get a lot of submissions for bands coming in. We don't just take like the first one, like, oh, this will work. Like, I think we actually listen.
Yeah, we did.
we do.
We
Yeah.
did a thorough listening.
Exactly.
Of
There was a lot of
their
debating.
album.
Exactly.
Oh, I like this. I
And
like this.
it wasn't just it was cool the fact that hey, we're getting a submission from the UK and we're here in the west coast of the United
Yeah,
States.
but that's not why they're on.
It is beside the point. Yeah,
No, I mean, I think that had something to do with
it did.
Because we just wanted to butcher their hometown's name.
Right. No, but these guys are really good. Actually, there's some really strong, deep rock influences here, and I really dug it when I was listening to it.
I did too. So here you go. This is the first song called Running Guns. All right,
Running
this is the
Guns.
first song. Here we go. And this is
Welcome back, Delta.
Yeah, I don't think I ever said their name.
I
did
don't think so either.
Welcome back, Delta. There you go.
I am a runner, baby. I'm made of steel. I am a sixth soldier. I'll make you feel. With the pedal to the floor now, my engine fires. But your body, baby.
That was really.
That's like in my mind, it's like Bad Religion meets the Ramones, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
There's some kind of like punky stuff and then kind
Yeah.
of like heavy stuff.
Yeah.
That's the feeling I got. I loved it. I mean, the guitar work is great.
The
rhythm
guitar work is
section-
just in your
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
the entire
There's
song.
so much energy in that
Yeah.
song. I can't imagine going to a show of that. Like I'm thinking like a underground rockabilly club. You know, you go in
Yeah.
and admission is a punch in the face. You know. No,
Yeah.
I thought it was really good.
The bouncers are throwing you into the mosh pit rather than trying to get you
Right,
out when you're crowd surfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're on the ground. You're doing it right.
Yeah.
But a very well done song. I
Yep.
think it was executed perfectly. Recording sounded great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy's voice.
Yeah.
I love that voice.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear, not to go back on what you said, but I hear like Motorhead. I hear some Metallica, and I hear God, what else do I hear? Some Queens of the Stone Age in there a little bit too. That's what I hear. But oh man, it's so driving and just
Yeah.
forceful.
And there at the end, they speed up. It's like, oh wait, they're gonna keep going. Oh, that's the end. Dang it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I noticed that actually on the entire album. I
speed
feel
up
like
at the end?
Well, no, not that they speed up in the end, but there are tempo changes, which makes me think that they played the song, may have recorded live. I don't know. We might have to fact check that. But
Yeah, we'll check it out. There's not a whole lot online about these guys. They're very underground, and that's what's great about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're
But
gonna
good,
do a
but
little
good
digging.
recordings though.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
really.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
like for being what is seemingly a small band, like they forked up either a lot of money or know somebody
Yeah.
with some good equipment because
Yeah.
it's a strong sounding album.
I think on Spotify they have less than like 30 followers, which is a shame because they're really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give them a listen, support them, stream them, buy their stuff. They're great.
Yep.
And we're gonna play another clip from Welcome Back Delta, and it's called Spinal Injury. All right, yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I want to see them live.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah,
such a
welcome
fun
back,
show.
Delta. We will welcome you into
Yeah.
the States.
Yeah,
gladly.
Come on this way. You
Yeah.
have a place to stay, a couch to sleep on,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I can see them playing with like a band like the Living End.
Yeah,
You know?
I could see that. Or if we're just talking local, them, Robert John the Wreck, and Jeremiah Red would make a heck of a
my
night to go see.
There
I would
was-
go there.
There will be so many black eyes at that show.
There'd be
and
so much
I would just be
booze drinking,
fist
too.
Pumping
Oh,
and,
yeah. So much. It'd be great.
Bruises all day.
No, they're strong, real strong. I hope they're doing good. I wish I had more information to provide
yeah,
here.
It was kind of hard to
but
find.
it's kind of hard from over the pond. With this said, we're open to take any submissions, guys. You know, we're gonna get tapped out on what we want to submit and give to you. But the thing is, we need more and more good stuff always coming our way.
Yeah, so if you're an up and coming band in Orange County or outside of Orange County, feel free to send us our stuff at
Podcast at unearthmusichub.com.
I should really learn that email address.
Yeah. And
It doesn't
and-
change.
Yeah. And as a guinea pig here, you know, let us know what you want us to talk about. We only talk about here what we know, and well, this is what we know here.
Yeah, what we
about
know
these guys.
and our opinions of the material.
Correct.
Yeah.
Um,
All right, well, let's move on.
let's do it.
Derek, let's talk about.
Oh, it's time for book club.
Oh,
Play the jingle.
Everybody, book club party, book club, everybody, book club day and night, book club's really tight.
All right, for this week's book club, we listened to Lorde's new album released late September called Pure Heroin. Mm-hmm. And guys, I have to admit, I'm kind of digging it. You know,
dig it
I like
too.
I will also admit that I listened to this album more times than I did to the 9 Inch Nails album and to the Kings of Leon album.
I did the same thing. I got stuck in, and no, not only because I was stuck in traffic, because it's a good listen.
It
It's
is.
a fantastic listen.
You know, and it's weird because I don't agree with all of the songs, but I find myself just wanting to turn the album on like again and again and again. There's something something addictive about it, you know?
It's like pure heroin.
It's like pure heroin. Darn it, you beat me to it. Maybe that's why they named it pure heroin.
yeah, maybe.
Could be. They know.
We're all getting addicted
Anyway,
to Lorde.
we did some digging, and we promised we would do so last week, and we found out a couple things about her. First of all, her full name is Ella Maria Lani Yelich O'Connor, and she's 16. She was born in 1996.
Oh my goodness.
She's a baby.
96.
Connor.
What were we
Yeah.
doing in 1996?
I was 8, so I was doing 8-year-old stuff.
I was 9.
I guess I was 8.
Yeah,
We were in elementary school.
Yeah, I was probably eating bugs or something.
like we all do.
Yeah.
Anyway, a couple other tidbits about her. She's from New Zealand. I think everybody knows that. And she was signed to Universal by an A&R rep when she was 13 years old.
Holy cow! How did they know? Like,
I don't know.
how did
there
they
was-
even like scout her out at that age?
There was something about one of her songs got picked up by like the X Factor out there, but that's a relatively new show, so that doesn't really make sense. I'm not. I did some digging. I couldn't figure out how or why she got picked up when she was 13.
That's
but
when
she
they found her in Roswell, right?
shipped her off to New Zealand. Yeah. And she started collaborating with the Universal songwriters when she was 14.
Wow.
But it turns out, like everything I could find, there was no definitive like facts that said she writes her own songs. Although in her interviews, it seems like she's taking credit for writing the songs.
Wow.
So I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to believe that she writes her own songs, but being a 16-year-old, some of the topics that she sings about are, I don't know, they seem to be experiences you wouldn't have as a 16-year-old. You know?
Well, one of the things that I read maybe 5 interviews with her, and I remember thinking that this girl is suspiciously eloquent and level-headed. Suspiciously because she's 16 years old.
Yeah.
And everything she says is like deep.
She has,
and
she has a bug in her
and
ear.
it's just
Hey,
just
you don't
feeding
know.
her-
It could be.
I don't
Roswell,
know.
man, Roswell.
Yeah, I'm
She's
telling you,
either
man.
just
Telling you.
I don't know. I guess they just don't make them in America like they do in New Zealand, maybe.
Yeah,
But she seems like a really bright girl.
Yeah.
that
What do
knows
we
her
have to
stuff.
compare? Like Miley Cyrus?
Yeah, she's.
Uh,
Well, I don't know what to think about that.
Yeah, I can't think of a American equal to Lorde. I can't do that.
I was also reading another article, and CNN was kind of questioning whether or not the song "Royals" is racist because of the
how
lyrics.
it would be perceived as
Well,
racist.
The way that they were kind of like laying it out was, oh, she's kind of pointing the finger at the African American culture, which I guess includes diamonds and trashing hotel rooms and stuff like that. I know they
you
were digging
kidding?
way too deep. This
Do
was
they,
on CNN.
do they know what the Who did to their hotel rooms?
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't think it's racist at all. I
Yeah.
think it's her commentary.
Yeah, she's commenting on
Yeah.
it. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is what's perceived to the television screen. You know, like yeah.
She's just saying the ridiculous amount of opulence that people talk about in rap songs doesn't really relate to people who, in her case, she grew up in not poverty, but she grew up in lower middle class,
normal circumstances.
normal circumstances. So diamond rings, Rolls Royces, all these things she can't relate to it. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
She's not racist.
Yeah.
She just has things to say.
Let's talk about the album.
Yeah. Enough about Lorde. Let's talk about the album.
I like all you guys said. I thought it was really, really strong, really great, very minimalist in a way that she was the spotlight on every single track. So she's like the biggest instrument on everything.
Yeah,
she's
I
doing
heard-
the harmonies. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna put in a little tidbit. I heard someone call this genre chill wave.
Chill wave.
Yeah, and I completely agree.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah.
total sense.
It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, the thing is, I have a hard, and this is something I want to talk about. I have a hard time locking it down into any one genre because every song is different. Like there's like a hip hop song, there's like a R&B almost song, and just
and a dancey song.
yeah,
and-
definitely like an EDM
Yeah,
song.
yeah.
So chill wave,
Yeah.
I guess. But
Yeah.
Well, I guess that just kind of goes along with the instrumentals because the instrumentals, like, you listen to it and you got the super strong drum beat, sure.
Yeah.
And then the instrumentals are like very ambient. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
if
It's a
there
very
are any-
airy
Yeah,
album. Yeah,
yeah. If
exactly.
if there's any instrumentals, it's in the background. Otherwise, I mean, she is the instrument, and she uses her voice as like a synthesizer.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
crazy.
And then the only other instrument on the album, for the most part, is a synthesizer.
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful music.
I love it.
Beautiful music.
This is the way I was comparing it with someone today at class. I said, if Imogen Heap and oh no, I forgot the other person. Sounds terrible. Who sang on Ted? Oh, Nora Jones. If Nora Jones and Imogen Heap
Nora Jones.
got together
I love Nora Jones.
And
and had a baby with Kanye West, that's who she is.
Wow.
Kanye West?
Yeah, where'd you get that from?
Where did he come in
No,
from?
listen, because some of the beats are just really
because
catchy.
she's so self.
No. I was going for the beat thing. I don't know.
Oh, all right.
But you got the Nora Jones and Imogen Heap.
Yeah,
I can hear that.
That was
I can
good.
hear that.
That was good.
Are we moving on?
I think we're moving on. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't have much more to say about
Well,
it.
we have
Just,
to
was
give it
good.
a rating.
We do have to do that.
Yeah.
We do have to do that. I did want to say this. I kind of saw her as she has a very distinct style, and like there's not really anything like you. As soon as you know her or hear a song, the first thing you know it's her. I don't know if I had another point to go after that.
Yeah. Well, I saw a video of her. I did some watching on the YouTubes, and she played her single Royals, and she was singing it, and I mean, sounded just like the album.
Cool.
You know, and
really?
not to say that vocally Royals is the most challenging song, but she nailed it. As a 16-year-old, I think that's pretty impressive.
How'd you do the harmonies? Or
Oh,
did
they
she
had
do the harmonies?
they had it backtracked.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So
I was-
she's not there singing
She
like
grew
the super
heads
high.
doing
Yeah,
each
exactly.
harmony.
Well, you know what's
Yeah.
crazy is when I was watching a live video of Imogen Heap, and she actually uses the synthesizer, kind of a vocoder, and she does it live, and that's what I remember liking about her. So I was wondering if she would do that as well.
Yeah, no, they had I think some guy, or it played along with the backtrack.
So maybe she was just lip syncing.
Oh,
could've been.
Boom.
Britney Spears. Or no, who was it? It was
Jessica
Ashley,
Simpson.
Ashley
Or
Simpson.
yeah, Ashley.
It's been
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah. Is that dating ourselves that we remember that Ashley Simpson was pinned for lip syncing?
Yeah, I think so.
Like I don't think kids 5 years younger than us would know who Ashley Simpson is.
Who's Ashley Simpson?
Yeah. Is that pregnant lady's wife or
What?
I don't know.
All right, we're moving on.
This is a rough show today, guys. This is a rough
I'm sorry,
show.
guys. I don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
it's okay.
It's because we're recording a little earlier in the
Yeah.
week.
Oh, wait, we don't have to know that.
Oh, okay. We're not. It's Sunday right now.
We didn't have enough time to prepare.
That's probably what it is.
Yeah.
It's not. It's
yeah.
not Thursday right now at all, guys.
You're right.
I promise.
Yep, it's definitely Thursday. We're drinking beer on a Thursday.
Yeah.
To Ballast Point.
To Ballast Point.
All right, so we're moving on to the next.
Yeah, I
segment.
think it's time for a segue into the next segment with a jingle. Here it is. We're doing Love It or Hate It.
Yay!
Boo! Ew! Love it or hate it.
All right. Love it or hate it.
All right, it's Ben's week this time.
It is my week for a Love It or Hate It.
I
Now,
guarantee you, I'm gonna hate it.
you're not going to hate it. I have a feeling you especially are going to love it. So I'm going to do things a little bit different. It's been different every week.
Yeah.
I'm going to do things a little different as well. I'm going to play a song. We're going to decide if we love it or hate it based off of the song.
And you're not gonna tell us anything else.
And then we'll talk about, then after you tell me if you love it or hate it, I'm going to tell you who the band is. And then
I
we're
like
going
that.
to move
I
on
like
from
these
there.
rules. I like these rules.
You can't just invent.
And then
your
we
own
can
game.
talk about it.
But it's not like the rules were ever set down in
That's
Love It or
true.
Hate
Exactly.
All right, let's do it.
It. I
Let's
mean,
do it.
you started off with an
This
asterisk.
is how I'm
remember?
doing it. You did. So may this be mine. This is my Love It or Hate It.
All right.
This is my tune I'm playing. Check it out.
Not like I need to depend upon anyone, since I can see the lack of need for me to be here at all. One more anthem for the know-it-all. I won't be standing up for long. I better learn how to crawl. Learn how to crawl. In 10 minutes I'll be laying out flat on the floor.
Was that it?
That was it. That was it.
That was pretty cool.
It's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
So let me
Yes.
tell you. So
So
we are talking about the song. Do you love or hate the song?
So it's not the band; it's the song.
It is the song.
That's something that I would love to listen to in the car and just,
Drive fast.
go super
Yeah.
duper
Yeah.
fast.
Give
you
someone
know.
the finger.
Hit
Yeah,
some
while punching your
pedestrians.
passenger.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and say,
Cool. Yeah. What do you think, Derek?
I don't know about this one.
You don't know about it?
Well, I guess I kind of do know about it. I'm gonna hit. We hate it.
Finally, some contention.
Do you want to know what you just loved?
Who you just love?
Was this a setup? Who is this?
Do you want to know? You just love the Nickelback song.
Gotcha good.
No.
Nickelback does that song.
Wait, I almost want to listen to it again.
Listen to it again. Listen to it again. Do it. Let's do
Okay,
it.
so you were just trying to sabotage this whole thing.
I was.
Make me look like a total douche.
I think that's how Love It or Hate It should be done with debacle in mind.
Yeah,
you
this is
can't,
good. I like it.
You have to watch
yeah.
your own back, man. You don't know who it is. That was Nickelback, people.
Okay,
And Josh loved
I'm
it.
repealing my my.
You can't do that.
applause.
Nope.
May it be decreed in our not rule book. That was Nickelback, though.
Oh boy.
Listen, in all
If
seriousness,
Nickelback sounded like that, I would listen to them.
exactly.
So where did that come from?
That was off the same CD that never made it as a wise man. Couldn't cut it, making crappy songs, and yet he. It's a good song.
Yeah,
Like,
it
there's
is a good
no way
song.
around
It is a good song. Sorry,
so
Josh.
you knew it was
I was in on the
Nickelback.
setup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you guys
Well, actually,
suck.
the reason why I knew it was Nickelback is because maybe like a few years ago, Ben and I were driving in Ben's mom's car.
My mom's
Is she a
Ben's
Nickelback?
mom has this CD, and it was either like already in or we put it in as a joke or something like that, and the song came on, and we're like, wow.
It's track 1 of this album, so it's completely misleading. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, this
yeah.
is gonna be a big rock
Oh,
album,
man.
And then no, they come back and
I don't know. My mind is blown.
Isn't
right
that,
now.
isn't that
It's
amazing?
crazy.
Isn't that amazing?
Nickelback. You
No,
gotta figure
hey,
your
listen,
crap out.
I'm being serious. I think that's how Love It or Hate It should go. You withhold the band, you play a song that maybe is good by an
Yeah, I
unpopular
like that
band.
too.
Yeah, that's
then-
what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
And then
then
you got
the guy loves some crappy band. Or
Yep. That's how I'm thinking we
All
should
right.
do it.
If you guys could see Josh's face right now,
Oh, man. It's like I
It
just got
worked.
slapped with a wet fish.
It worked perfectly.
Just-
it worked perfectly. Who'd you think it was? Did you have any
Yeah.
ideas who you thought it was?
I didn't, dude. I just like this is a cool band that I'm gonna download after we.
That's what you were
this
thinking.
podcast. All right.
You're not gonna download
Okay.
it. Hey, if you do want to download it, it's called Learn How to Crawl.
No, I'm not gonna download it. Anyway, let's move on. I feel embarrassed.
I'm so happy right now.
So the next segment is something we do every week. It's going to be a mashup of the top 10, I've been getting this wrong the whole time. It's the Hot 100. I'm taking the top 10 of the Hot 100 on Billboard.com and Billboard magazine.
So it's really the hot 10.
Yeah, I guess it's a hot 10 of the Hot 100.
Is Nickelback on that list?
Oh yeah, they're top one. Yeah,
In Josh's book.
in my book because I clearly love them. I said we were moving on.
Sorry.
I can't do it.
Yeah, so this is this week's, and just a heads up, nothing changed from last week, so enjoy.
Wish that I could stay forever this young.
It's amazing I'm in this
Good girl, and you know it. Good girls.
Gold teeth, gray goose dripping in the bathroom, bloodstains, ball gowns, trash in the hotel room.
All right, nothing changed. So
I can't believe What the Fox Say is
it's
still up there.
and they're getting a lot of write-ups because people are like, some people are like making the mistake of taking them seriously.
Oh, no.
And they're like dissecting it. Listen, it's a commentary on the satire of society and the government shutdown. It's like, no, that's not. It's just a joke.
It's like LMFAO. They're not a music group. They're a comedy troupe. They're a freaking comedy troupe, and they're going around making music.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'd agree with
It's
that.
like Lonely Island.
Yeah,
being
it
on the
is.
top.
It is. It's
Hot
totally
100.
is.
That's what it is.
How
Yeah.
did they not make the top
I don't know.
100?
I'm gonna write a letter, dear Billboard. Your 100 should be -100. Jokes,
All right.
not happening.
So look forward to that every week because it's not going to change very much. Apparently.
Oh, yeah.
It's only changed once in 3 weeks now.
what happened to LMFAO? Are
They
still
wrote
doing-
3 songs and retired.
I mean, they probably could.
Yeah.
Everyone was singing those songs. They
Shots,
probably made.
shots. That's
That's Lil Jon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not LMFAO?
No,
Yeah, man.
what is their big one that went
They-
massive?
The shuffling. Every day I'm
Yeah,
shuffling.
that's the one.
Sexy and I Know It.
Sexy
Yeah,
and I
That's
Know
the
It.
one that
too.
I meant to say, yeah. I am very
We were
going to
cover that song, I think, as a band. Weren't we? We're going to do
Were we?
LMFAO.
Oh, that would have been a mistake.
Yeah, this is turning from a radio show to us hanging out
Yeah.
over some beers.
Which isn't the worst thing.
It's not the worst, but I hope we're still learning things, people, and we're not turning away from our wonderful podcast. Here we go. We're gonna move on to a segment. This is brand
Spanking new.
This is called Ben's Boiling Point. I'm Ben, and I got stuff that I'm always angry about, specifically in the music industry. Now, I have some background in. If you weren't here on our first program, I've been in bands for a big part of my life, and I was a critic sometime after that. So that's where my experience comes from, and I'm going to try to shine a light on an issue that I have from my experience. And again, this is my personal experience, so if you have something different, go screw yourself. But that's how we're going to do this. So this is
Ben's angry time.
This is Ben's angry time. So this is Ben's boiling point. Today we are going to talk about the relationship between production companies and bands.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a
Yeah.
really good one.
That is a good one.
Because I know there's. You know what? You take it. 'cause
Well,
this
it's
is your
a
boiling
good
point.
topic, but not often a good
It's
relationship.
never really
Exactly.
Yeah.
very rarely is it a positive relationship. is all I'm gonna
Absolutely.
say.
And the other thing is, I think it's important to talk about and discuss my experience with it because of the fact that if you're in a band, I think you get it. If you're not in a band, you don't know what it is to go through selling tickets, pressing for shows,
Pay to play.
pay to play. You don't know what these terms mean. And let me tell you, it is awful. So let's jump into it, shall we? Let's dive in. And I'm going to start boiling over. And we should get some
Alright.
sound effects for this bit, I think. I think
Yeah,
we
yeah,
should
yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start here. I have two main points that I think there are issues within the relationship between bands and promotion companies. I'm going to paint you a picture. You're in a band. You've been playing with your buddies. You're in a garage for about a year. You're playing as a four-piece, and in that year's time, you've written about 12 songs. 6 to 7 are pretty good, and you think they're so good, I'm going to call somebody, have them come listen to me. They come and listen to you. They like it. You go forward. You're like, hey, man, you're going to be the biggest thing since ever. I can't believe how famous you're going to be. You should play a show, man. Everyone should listen to you. I will play a show. So what do? You go and find a venue that you want to go play at. Let's say locally, it's a House of Blues. You go knock on the ticket booth during when Social Distortion's playing, with your guitar ready. I'm ready to go up there. And they say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't play. We don't do the booking. You have to go through a promotion company. Oh, okay, well, can I have their number? Sometimes they'll give you the number. If you're lucky, they will give you the number. If you're unlucky, they'll slam this door in your face. Let's say in this situation, you get the number. You call the promoter. Hey, I would like to go and play the House of Blues. When's your next availability? Hey, that's awesome, but I hope you can do it in 6 months from now look, it's a Tuesday night. Oh, okay. Is there anything earlier? No, sorry. Okay, but you know what? I do have this show that's at a little bar down the street. There's going to be strippers there. I'm sorry, not strippers. Roller derby girls. There's going to be 3 different bands. There's going to be drink specials. You're going to love it. And then, in your head, you're thinking it's going to be enormous.
They get their hooks in you.
Exactly. Like, oh, I want to do that. That's great. What do I have to do to get in this show? Because, man, I want to play with those bands and see those roller derby girls. He says, you got to sell 30 tickets.
30 tickets at $10 a pop.
$10 a pop. That's easy. I'm going to be the biggest band in the world, right? So I'm going to go and sell my 30 tickets. I need to give this guy $300 to play the set. That's the idea. He gives you 50, however. He says, if you sell more, you sell more. That's great. First of all, we're coming into the first problem here. You get the tickets. And by some miracle, this is your first show. Let's say it's your first 3 shows, whatever it is. You've sold all 50. And you want to go ahead and turn the money in. You say, okay, hey, production company, I signed the papers. I sold my tickets. Here's $300. I'm sorry, here's my $500 for the 50 tickets I sold. Now, because, Derek, I know you've been in bands. I want to ask you, Josh, how much money do you think these bands see after they give the promotion companies $500?
Well, I know how much they get, but
Oh, you do?
before I did know that, I assumed that most of the money went to the bands, and that's a good assumption. I would think 70%, 60 to 70% goes to the band, and 40% goes to the production company. At least something, because I mean, what is the promotion company doing? They're just booking dates, right?
That's what you would think. Well, no, you would think they would do more, but we'll get to that point.
So I'm saying
the-
60-40 on the band side.
The answer to that question is, on average, in my experience, 1%. I give the guy $500, he gives me 20. I get $20. I get $1 for every $10 I sell of tickets. And I worked my butt off for those tickets. I had to get 50 people who don't want to come to a show on a Thursday night
I guess
to
that
come
would
see
be
the
10%.
show.
That would be 10%.
Is that
wouldn't it?
10%?
Yeah, 10%.
You're
which
right.
which is still terrible.
You're right. It is still terrible. Thank you for correcting me. So that's issue number one. Issue number two is, okay, well, you know what? They must justify taking all this money by going outside and hitting the streets and promoting for this event, right? You think that they would go and, get things going. They must have a list this big of people who like to come to rock shows, that just want to come to rock shows. You're playing to the people that you brought. That's it. The promoters in the back being shady, like talking to the waitress and, seeing how the guest list is looking, see how much money he thinks is going to give to people. He's doing nothing. He didn't do anything for that event. It's just empty.
Yeah.
There's holes in the place. Now you're also thinking, and you're only playing to your fans. This segues me to the next issue. You're not in a position where you can grow or network as a band. Why? Because you're only playing to people who
came to see you.
came to see you. And the other bands, you can't mesh with them. What am I talking about? In my experience, I played a show with a production company like the one I speak of, with a reggae group, a pop rock group, and I kid you not,
A metal group.
no, a hip hop group.
Yeah, I remember that.
And in the time, we were playing as our biggest influences were Thrice and Muse. So, of that genre, who's going to sit there and want to hear some guy screaming and playing some dirty bass breakdowns? Nobody.
Yeah,
Nobody's going to want to hear
That's
that.
just a poorly put together show.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no organization.
Exactly. So not only do the bands get hurt, the fans get hurt. So, hey, I'm going to pay $10 for a fun evening. There's going to be roller derby girls there. And I keep bringing up roller derby girls because that has actually happened.
happen.
Yeah,
That happened once?
That has happened. There were 2 roller derby girls there, and they said, "Who wants to share?" And they would throw it out to everybody, and it just fell in the middle of the floor. Like, nobody cared they were there. Anyway, nobody can mix. So it's bad for the fans, bad for the bands, because the reason you go and play shows is not only to put on something for you and your fans, is to put on something that could potentially line you up to make the next level, to gain some new fans. So if you're just playing with a bunch of random people, much like yourself, because you paid $300 and you got a penis slapped around your face for a bit because you make $1 on every $10, I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen.
That's a terrible reality. It's like you're busting your bucks. 30. You wouldn't think that 30 tickets is a lot of tickets, but I mean, yeah, sure. You maybe have 1,000 friends on your Facebook list of friends, but who's gonna want to come out and see a band that you just started?
Right. And then maybe, like to get them out to one show, okay, you might be able to get 30 people. But to keep playing, you want to play like a show every 2 weeks or so. You're asking those same people to come out and see the same set over and over again.
Exactly. So, you know what? You haven't played it's your first show, you'll be able to sell those 30, 50 tickets. You want to play shows regularly, you're going to tap out your fan base, and the only thing you're going to be able to do is make new fans. Playing shows like the one I just described is not going to get you new fans. And that is the unfortunate reality. I'm sorry, I'm going a little long here. That's the unfortunate reality of the entire relationship. It could be and should be a symbiotic relationship.
It really should.
You want to put something, you want to put your name on something. I promoted this event. I put this together. You get bands that sound alike. You put together something that maybe people would like. Maybe put together a drink special people would like. And not only do you succeed as a promotion company because you start making a name for yourself, but the bands get to move on. They get to network.
Yeah.
They get to say, hey, we sounded good together. Looks like we were vibing off of these 2 groups here. We should jam sometime. Let's play more shows. That's how relationships are built, and you can move on in the industry. Promotion companies, This is it. This is my last point. Need to be more like Secret Chief. They're
Who's Secret Chief, Ben?
We've talked about them before, and I've tooted their horn multiple times. The best show experiences I ever had was through a Secret Chief promotional event. They paid the bands. If you could believe that, we got paid. I'm not talking, the worst I've ever done, I give someone $1,500. I walked away with $100. But in this scenario, we sold less tickets and walked away with so much more, the way it should be. The fans had a good time. The bands were all together. It was a successful event the way that things should be. You're a promotional company.
Yeah.
You promote. You put on... You promote. You promote.
And their shows are always really consistent. It's you're going to an indie show, you're going to a metal show, you're going
Exactly.
to...
And it doesn't matter the day of the week either. You go into the House of Blues on the weekend, or you go into a little local bar on a weekday. By them, they're going to do their best to get together the bands that are going to make the evening memorable for the right reasons.
So your takeaway?
My takeaway is bands, be wary of... Everyone tells you the music industry is a dirty, awful, horrible place. It does, and it starts from the minute you walk out of your door and want to play shows. It starts right there. So get wise. Make some connections that you know are right. Negotiate, because you can do that. I didn't know that back in my day, but you can do that. And watch your back. Watch your friends' backs. And you'll find yourself in a community, in a group of people who not only you can grow, the promotion companies can grow, and everyone can live in harmony, and who's ever going to break the barrier can break the barrier, and Orange County can become the new Los Angeles music scene. Thank you very much.
Amen, Reverend. Amen. Amen.
I just want to make a quick point real quick. Not to add fuel to the fire.
just
I
had to
know,
push the
I'm sorry you
applause
clapped
button.
it, and I wanted to say something, but you kept on ranting.
I'm
and
sorry.
I couldn't find a good
It's
place
Ben's
to
boiling
interject.
point.
It's not Derek's boiling point. I get it. I just wanted to talk about the secret weapon that these quote unquote evil promotion companies have in their pocket, and that's Battle of the Bands.
That is
Right?
the worst
With
thing.
false promises of, we'll get you to Warped Tour if you win. Come play. All you need to do is sell 20 tickets. Little do you know, that's what matters, is selling tickets. That's what gets you to the next round.
They have one slot at Warped
Unfortunately.
Tour,
Yeah.
which fuels 20 shows of Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
Probably not 20, maybe like 10.
And you're playing on the crappy little stage
Yeah,
out in the
the B
boonies.
stage.
Yeah.
You're playing on little stages, and they're running a Battle of the Bands 3 to 4 days a week. And every one of these bands, it just has starry eyes, like, I want to go to Warped Tour. We're going to do it, guys. They prepare for it. They hustle. They promote it and say, hey, guys, we need your help and support. They will sell. Each band is going to go all out each time. So that is just, the promotion company just puts out their jar, their gold bucket.
They're just collecting a check. That's all they're doing.
And nobody's benefiting off of it. Maybe the bar,
The
the
bar
bar that
is
nobody
selling,
wants to
yeah.
go to. When's the last good bar you've been to at a Battle of the Bands?
Can't name one.
I can't name one.
Everything's overpriced. It's
Well, they just haven't
just
been good
shady.
venues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause,
exactly.
I mean, you think about it from the promotional company's point of view, they're going to book the cheapest venue they can
Yep.
they can find, right?
Yep. And not to mention that the slot that they choose for you is also, I think it's just something that that Warped Tour, a band dropped out. It was a local group, and they need someone else to fill, and it's in
Yeah.
freaking, I don't know, Whittier. That's an area.
Yeah.
It's
or
it's
Carson City or something like that.
And from my experience, from listening to those who have won those, he said we played to nobody. It's midday. Everyone's still hungover from the tour before, whatever the case, and everyone comes to the Warped Tour for the night events, but they weren't playing to anybody. It's the shiny gold prize that if you look up close to it, it's tin foil. You can just poke right through it.
boom.
Yeah. Another problem that I had with those Battle of the Band gigs, you didn't know your playing time until basically after you turn in the money, because whoever turns in the most money
Gets to choose.
gets first pick for time slot. That's how
So
it works.
Screw all the fans again.
Yeah.
Screw everybody. Yeah. It's just they're looking to watch their own butt. And again, it's done in a way where only that promotion company and maybe the venue involved is succeeding. Everybody else involved, the literally hundreds of people who are there to see that show, lose.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've never liked going to Battle of the Bands.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, because like Ben's point earlier, none of the bands mix. You know, it's random bands trying to make it onto this renowned stage. That's what it is, you know. And so you're gonna get bands from all acts, all genres.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to talk about.
Yep. So, last point. If you know somebody in a band, they work really hard to get. Even if you see 15 people out on that stage,
have to hustle.
They work their butts off. Especially if they've been around the block for a while. Support your local musicians. I can't press that enough because, God, they work hard. And I don't think anybody gives them the credit of the time or day. So, support the music that you want to support, and be a part of your community.
Support Secret Chief.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got to wonder why promotion companies with their sort of business model aren't popping up all over the place because, you know, I feel like the underground music scene is only growing. You know, you're only getting more and more bands by the day who want to go out and play shows. Where are these good guy promotion companies, you know?
Yeah.
Why is it the evil ones that just
It took us 2 years
to find them?
until we bumped into Secret Chief, and they were around for much longer.
Well, if you're in the OC area and you're a band and you want to book some good shows, because I think they have connections at every
Major
decent venue in Orange County.
Oh, yeah.
And they're very, very fair. Hit them up. Bill Bennett, Secret Chief. I think Josh is still with them. Good guys.
Yep. Good, honest guys.
Yes.
All right. That's my boiling point. I didn't get that boiled. I could have gotten more boiled.
It was pretty boiled.
It looks like you're boiling.
Yeah, it's
Right now.
it's hot. in
It's
here.
hot in here.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
Your face is a little
Yeah.
a little pink.
Is it?
It looks like you got worked up a little.
All right, just I gotta loosen up. I think it's the alcohol. Thank you. That was fun. We'll have to
Yeah.
do that again. What's next? We're gonna do.
Yeah, we're moving on to debate team.
Do we have time for debate team?
We have.
It'll be a quick
abbreviated-
debate.
We have 4 minutes. Okay,
Yeah,
debate
it'll
team.
be a quick debate. All right.
Oh!
We have a jingle for this now.
We just made this. Debate team.
Debate team.
Debate team assemble.
That I don't have to do.
That's so good.
Awful.
That'll do.
All right, so what's the topic for debate team?
All right, I just wanted to do a real quick debate team, especially since we're running out of time. But basically, your thoughts on EPs versus LPs. If you
Indie
don't
band. Okay, I've got a strong opinion. Indie bands should be releasing not all young indie bands should be releasing EPs because it's cheaper, easier to market, and way more consumable than LPs. LPs should be done by established bands, and that's why a lot of bands they'll do singles or demos, an EP or two, and then an LP. I think that's the standard format, and it works because it works. It's a proven succession, I guess.
I think it depends on your material. I mean, obviously, you know, if you've got like 5 solid songs and you really want that full length, so you go into the studio for a day and you come out with another 4 or 5 songs that are go with the EP, man. Just stick with it, you know?
So go into the studio. Well, I think that you can't do that though. I mean, because you're talking about a lot of money when you're booking time. I don't think any band can approach it that way.
When I said go into the studio, I meant like your practice space or what have you.
Oh, I got you.
If you
Okay,
have 5
okay.
songs, but you really want that full length, and so you say to yourself, I'm going to write 4 or 5 more songs real quick just so I can get that LP.
then it's not worth it.
How about those groups who, for their LP, put together 2 EPs? So they take, this is my first EP of music, and this is my second EP of music, released 6 months later. A year later, I release a full length with these 2 songs on it.
That's BS.
I've seen that done.
Do you think
I've
that's
seen
a
that
cop
done.
Because LPs should be written, and I'm an old school guy. LPs should be written as a whole piece of art. I mean, you don't have to do like Pink Floyd like transitions where it just flows.
Yeah,
from
but
one
it should
to
be a
another.
comprehensive piece of work.
It should be all thought out at the same time, the same place. You're in the same. You're this
Mindset,
because
yeah.
even a month from month, the band evolves into something else. So if you're talking about 6 months ago and now. If you have 2 different EPs, you guys are not the same as you were 6 months ago. That's 2 entirely different pieces of work. So I still subscribe to an LP should be it's one cohesive unit, as should an EP. It shouldn't be an EP should never be a bunch of demos thrown together that have nothing to do with each other, or a bunch of singles that you guys, once a year you release a single and then you release an EP with them all. And that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
I agree.
I guess there really wasn't much debate to that, was
Yeah.
there? I was hoping we'd either pick a side, I
Yeah.
prefer EPs or I prefer LPs.
I think there's a place for both.
Yeah.
I think that's a general consensus as well. Yeah, that's my thought.
Well-
But in the scenario I brought up, I agree with you. I think it's a cop out. But I've also seen where people do, here's an EP, and now we're doing a LP, and we're just adding basically 5 songs to this EP we created.
Yeah.
Which in the situation I'm thinking of, because it worked. It worked. I'm not gonna name any names, but I've seen it done before, and in that situation, it worked.
See, with Jeramiah Red, I know that they did an EP because that's literally it was a money issue, right? It was crowdfunded. They raised $50 more than their target goal, and they made that EP, 6 songs. That's it. I think they could have done a whole album. I think give it a couple, maybe another 6 months, they could have come up with. Well, now I'm just going back on what I said before. Give them some extra time. They could have come up with some more songs and release an LP. And I think they're at that point where they're very prepared to do that. But I think EPs are really one of those things that should be reserved for the younger bands. You don't see EPs being released by big bands.
Actually, I do.
Who?
It's been kind of a
It's been a
revival
trend.
almost, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's been a trend on it. Oh, I mean, because we all know that Lorde, the first Royals from Lorde,
That was
was
off of an
released.
EP.
Of
Yeah,
an
but she
EP.
wasn't well known. I mean, that was her first piece of
Oh,
work.
okay. I see. What
I'm
you're
saying once
if that
I mean,
got him recognized.
Yeah, because I think
Ben Folds did that too. He made
Oh.
an EP. Made a couple of EPs.
but well.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's special circumstances for every different, but I think the commonplace of what
Yeah.
you're talking about is the stand or the typical.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but the conversation isn't even close to being over. But we're running.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Yeah,
We are out of
we are
time.
out of time.
Bummer.
Big thank you to Ballast Point.
Yep.
Check out,
Yep.
support the locals that we talked about on this segment and
Mm-hmm.
on last segments.
And segments before.
If you want to contact us, you disagree with anything, you
Mm.
thought that this was the best show you ever seen or the worst, you can reach us at podcast.unearth.
At.
Podcast at unearthmusichub.com.
See, this is why I don't
Or-
say the email address.
Or you can comment in the YouTube section and below if you're watching us, or you could go to our website, www.unearthmusichub.com, click on the podcast tab, and there's a comment section for you right there as well. We'll be posting the Facebook pages, as we always do, of both bands that we discussed today, and please show your support. If you like them, buy their stuff.
I bought the Welcome Back Delta album today.
I need to do that.
I did that today.
So thanks again. We really appreciate you guys watching us, and I'll see you guys next week, Monday.
Yeah. And keep the submissions coming too.
Yeah,
them
please do. Thanks so much. Love you guys.
We'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Woo-hoo!